Hello, this is Hejin Lee, and I am now going to continue on with the tutorial videos that we had started. In the first Elliott wave tutorial, we covered the basics of progress waves, motives, and actionary waves. We also reviewed in detail the 5 waves of these actionaries. And we also went over the relationship between the waves that are actionary and then those that are reactionary or corrective or retractive. 1, 3, and 5 being the actionary, 2 and 4 wave being the reactionary. So just to make sure that we have a good lead on into the second tutorial, we said that I want it so that the number actual Arabic numbers show up. There you go. So 1, 3, and 5. These waves are the actionary motive waves. M-O-T-I-V-E, motive. And wave 2 and 4 are the reactionary waves. And these 5 waves is what I often refer to as an impulse. And these 5 waves unfold need to be labeled according to a set of rules. And that is, the bottom of wave 2 cannot be equal or below the start of wave 1. You can't have it that way. Okay? The other one is the bottom of wave 4 cannot overlap with the peak of wave 1. You can't have it that way. That is incorrect. Wave 3 can never be the shortest amongst 1, 3, and 5. Bear in mind that it doesn't say it has to be the longest. It only states that it cannot be the shortest. So you can have wave 5 being the longest, and yet still wave 3 is not the shortest because wave 1 is shorter than 3. And this is very common on a daily chart where wave 5 is extended. If I can look at this one, we'll get into this later when we do actual live example. So when wave 5 is extended, that is a personality trait for cryptos. You'll find these, but not as often as cryptos, but you'll find extended wave 5s in commodities as well. And the reason why it happens in commodities, and I don't agree with this, is given as because commodities or futures are highly leveraged. I don't think that's the reason. It's purely a sentiment-based personality trait of that commodity or cryptos. It's just a simple sentiment-derived personality trait, and that's it. And trying to link a trait like this to a fundamental attribute such as leverage leads to a conundrum, because I believe strongly in the Elliott wave statement that says news or events shall arrive to justify the forecast and never the reverse. And that's very difficult for people who have been raised in a Newtonian environment where you have cause and reaction, and you've lived through that your whole life, and now you're trying to put that upside down. That the cause is not a fundamental news or event-driven source, but rather the cause is a sentiment-driven source. That is why I often said news does not move the price. It is very important to understand this, but understanding it and believing it are two very different stages. And when you cannot bring yourself to believe in this and practice it in your analysis, it naturally causes you to try and commingle fundamental analysis with technical analysis. Some are very good at that. Some are very good at that. I'm not. I tried it, I failed, and learned my lessons. And they are good at it because, I don't know. I don't know why. I just don't know what it takes to be good at that. Now, I've had some requests on the comments asking, and I thought about this, if I could please post the link to the coin on its usage. Fair request, good request. But I thought about it, and I thought, okay, I know why that's being requested. People want to know and have more information on the usage of that coin. Basically, they want to delve into the fundamentals of that coin, and I don't. And I don't because I'm not saying this to debunk the request, not at all. I don't because I'm a technical analysis, and I truly believe that news and fundamentals do not drive the price. For that reason, I believe, frankly, even if I didn't know the function of the coin, even if I didn't know the history of the coin, the popularity of the coin, or any details that are news and event and fundamental oriented, if I just had a chart, I would be able to make good price pathway projections using Elliott waves and chart pattern recognitions. So before we went any further, I wanted to emphasize that for you to further consider, further cogitate. And the only way to believe anything is to actually experience it. And hopefully once you become maybe a little more self-sufficient in your Elliott wave counts, you will actually do a count and boom, some news will arrive and down that thing goes. And when you get more and more of those experiences, you will become a believer of it. That only takes time and practice. So, back to the lesson of the tutorial for the Elliott waves. Now, the impulse is also typically bound by parallel lines within the parallel line, like so. Okay. And we also covered that when 5 waves are done, there is a requisite retracement in the form of an ABC. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As soon as you count 5 waves at any degree of trend, you then have to label your ABC. A, B, C, like so. And this ABC retracement has a Fibonacci relationship. Okay. When you watch this video, you might want to watch it maybe with a pencil and paper, take some notes. When you see a ABC retracement, typically for me with cryptos, I usually label the C to where the prior wave 4 is. Now, if you try and read the book Elliott Wave Principle and then try and convey all of those Fibonacci relationships onto the cryptos, you'll see that it won't work all the time. Because that's equity personality based. This is crypto personality. We don't have all of those Fibonacci relationships yet. It's just a matter of time in collecting the data to do so. So you got to bear in mind, you can't put apples to oranges. You can't put maybe a type A personality with a type B personality trait. It just doesn't work. You'll find too much deviations and you're going to say, oh, this shit don't work, and then give up. But I think having a constant source of someone who can help and coach will severely truncate the time it takes for you to reach proficiency. Now, ABC is a correction. There are three types of corrections that are primarily known. And that is called a zigzag, also known as 5, 3, 5. And the second one is called a flat, known as a 3, 3, 5. The third one is called a triangle. And I often say the fourth one is a combination. Okay. Today we're going to do the zigzag, flat, and triangle, and I'm going to leave the combination to another video, third video, because that takes too much time. Okay. Now this ABC can be a zigzag. Let me bring this here, delete that back out. You know what, I need to draw it again, make it longer. So think of it as like a lightning bolt, Zeus's lightning bolt. And a zigzag, the reason why it's called 5, 3, 5 is because you have 5 subwaves in A. Okay. 5 subwaves in C. 3 subwaves in B. So that's 5, 3, 5. That's a zigzag. So let's take this as an example. This is that of an SPR spread coin where it ran up on 5 waves, and after 5 waves it did a correction of ABC. Now let's see if we can sub-label the correction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 waves. There's an ABC. So 5, 3. And then we can sub-label this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get rid of the lines. So you can see the numbers and subdivisions better. Okay. A, B, C. Zigzag has 5 subways for A, 3 subways for B, 5 subways for C. Beautiful zigzag. That's why I had made a bullish call on spread coin. Still there. Still there. Okay. So again, that's a zigzag. 5, 3, 5. Now there's also a flat. And a flat looks similar. Okay. Except instead of 5, 3, 5, okay, instead of 5, 3, 5, you get A, B, C, 3 for A, B, C, 3 for B, and then for C, it's a 5 wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like this. So you get 3, 3, 5. Here's a good example of that. This is back to Bitcoin. We had a 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 up. And then we got, remember how I said, well, this is not it. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3. Let me do a higher chart microscopy. ABC 3, ABC 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me just label that for you so you can see it better. C needs to be here. The letters move around when you zoom in and out. I wish it did a better proportional following to the zooms in and outs. This A needs to be here. So I have A, B, C. A, B, C. Now I have 3, 3. And this is going to be 5. One is extended on this as well. Not extended, but one is very long. 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 3, 5. Giving me A, B, C, flat correction. Okay. Now, get a double combo here. So this is A, B, C. The red ABCs become here subwaves of a higher degree A correction. This 1, 2, 3 becomes higher degree B correction. Come on. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a 5. So that becomes, let me just label the ABC there first. A, B, C, make that red. There you go, and get rid of the lines. It's going to get too busy. And here I see small a, b, c. So I have now 5, 3, and another 5. So you got a double combo zigzag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this should be a B. C. So this was interesting. It had 2 double zigzags within a big zigzag. A, B, C. A, B, C zigzag. B, A, B, C zigzag. Good example. I'm sorry. Flat. My apologies. We had a flat 3, 3, 5 for an A, B, and then we had 5, 3, 5. So you got a flat zigzag combo. I've been up since 5:30 in the morning. It's been a long day for me already at 11:15 now. Okay, so I'm now combining flat with a zigzag. Very nice combination. Now the flats have multiple personalities. Okay. What we are doing here, go back to Bitcoin. Okay. The one that's called an expanded flat, 3, 3, 5. So you have 3 for A, 3 for B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for C. So this is called an expanded flat. And to draw it out, an expanded flat looks like A, B, C. Where B is higher than the prior top, B is higher than the prior top, C goes below the low of A, C here is below the low of A, and the number of waves will look like this. You will have A, B, C for A. You will have A, B, C for B. And for C, you will have 5 waves, 5 subwaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like here. 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think this should help you better understand now the expanded flat that I've been going after and trying to explain. So we'll call this expanded flat. Now, the other flat is called a regular flat. Still 3, 3, 5. And this one is called a regular flat. And to be honest with you, I haven't found really many regular flats in the cryptos. I've searched, but I haven't found an example of it. But now that you understand the expanded flat, you will be able to do the regular flat count if you find it. So you have A, B, C. And this again is still 3, 3, 5 because you will have A, B, C subwaves, for A, and you will get A, B, C subwaves for B, and you will get 5 waves down for C still. But note how, let me just get rid of this so you can see better. I should have explained that first. Note how B just reaches the top beginning of the start of A. And B just is a little bit declined below that of A, low of A. If it was much further down, this would be a zigzag type. Qualifiable for zigzag if there were 5s. But it just goes below the start of A. See if I can get my labels back. Nice. So this is called a regular flat. And the third type of a flat correction is called a running flat. Now this you don't almost have to be concerned about because it's very uncommon. I haven't found one, to be honest with you, in cryptos yet. And it looks like this. You have A, B, and C falls short. It's almost like a truncated C. And in this too, and in this also you get 3, 3, 5. Like this. 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and quite often you might even get a truncated 5th, but this is what a running flat looks like. So you have expanded flat, regular flat, or running flat. Cryptos love expanded flats amongst the 3 flats. So we covered zigzag and the flats. And you know what, this video is already getting too long, so I will cover the triangle and the combinations. Actually, I will do a triangle by itself and combinations, which will be lengthy by itself also, because I'll be giving some real live examples on how to count combination complex correction types. Okay, so this is Elliott wave counting tutorial 2, and a third video will be made, I'm hoping sometime next week. Now, watch this with paper and pencil. Follow it along with the book that you, I hope, have, the Elliott Wave Principle, and post any questions you might have. Not only that, consider watching it multiple times.